Next, I'd like to welcome Zosha Di Castri up to the stage. Now, your work is called dux, or is it dux? Dux, which is Latin, which means the leading voice, right? And I read in your notes that this is a canon, or at least based on canons. But there's another aspect of your piece that I found very interesting, and that is that it uses prepared piano. So tell us what some of the accoutrements that you are going to be lining the piano with are.
It's actually quite simple, the preparation. So I've just chosen 3 strings near the top register of the piano, in which the pianist places a few layers of painter's tape, which is very fine for the instrument. And it changes the quality of the sound so it almost sounds more like a wood block. It has a very percussive, bright, brittle sound. So it's very surprising in the context of hearing other pianistic sounds to suddenly hear this very percussive percussive transformation of the piano. And that's there at the beginning of the piece. There's a part in the middle where the canons sort of evolve, where that is removed so that we just hear a more ringing sonority. And then later in the piece, the pianist inserts basically sticky tack, or what you would use to put posters up in your dorm room. And that, again, it's sort of similar to the first sound, but it's a little bit more dampened. And part of that was to have a timbral transformation, but it's also more practical to replace in the middle of the piece. So there's, the choreography of getting things in and out of the piano.
Well, yeah, I did want to ask you about the choreography, because you do have the pianist moving about the instrument. You yourself are a pianist, I know, and also play harpsichord a little bit. Right, so tell us about the choreography.
Sure. Yeah, actually, maybe that's on my mind because I'm teaching a class right now called Composing for Dance. So I've been thinking a lot about gesture and physicality, and this is definitely a very athletic piece, especially in the beginning of, and that material returns at different points. So I guess as a pianist, I found myself always returning to the gestures that I know and that are comfortable, but that's problematic because I think, oh no, did I write this, or is this Messiaen, or is this Debussy, or is this Bartok? It just sort of falls into the hand. And so in some ways I would improvise or play at the piano, record that, then go to the computer, chop that up into different bits, and then have a sort of layer of distance or abstraction from my material. And I think the result of that, interestingly, in kind of quilting together these very small modules, is that it creates a lot of movement for the pianist, which is something that I'm interested in exploring more.
Great. Well, thank you so much. We look forward to hearing it. Thank you.